go into anymore. There's lots of them. Do your research. Just type in first 7 ecumenical councils, and you'll see the theological minefield through which the Christians are wading as far as late as 8th century. You'll see this. And mashallah, brother Jake is on, who is the ideal person to talk about this.
Just 1 second, Christian King.
We'll let him come on because this is really his field, mashallah. So
just 1 second, Christian King. I've done you such an honor that I've seen you're interested in this topic. So I've brought you, mashallah, my ustad in this topic. So brother Jake is in the house. And basically the position we got, Jake, with this guy is that I was explaining to him that even William Lane Craig doesn't go against, because this guy's under the impression that from the 1st century everyone was agreed about the incarnation and who Jesus was and his nature, and I explained to this guy that William Lane Craig disagrees with the Orthodox position on this particular thing, even now, and he takes on a heresy for it, and Christian King is in denial. So just give him a few teachings.
Okay, so you don't think that salam everybody, by the way. Christian King, you don't think that William Lane Craig has a heretical Christology? Is that it? Is he there? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, he's there.
Christian King, can you hear?
Yes, hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe if you read all of his main books, William Lane Craig, all the way back from 79, the Cosmological, all the way down to his most recent, I believe that he's not heretical. No, I believe he is entitled to his own view. He's not heretical. But it's not just William Lane Craig. You have to look at all the scholars, the consensus, ijma, as you would like to call it. The ijma of the scholars from the 1st century onwards to the present is that Jesus is divine, is God, is the Son of. Now, how exactly that is, we can differ. How exactly that is the nature of God, we can differ. But he is God, the Son of God. Now, let me just quickly point on Imran's point.
Yeah, but that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you, Christian
Brother,
King.
the councils,
But so you don't think that the councils are authoritative?
Antioch, Arabia, even Alvaria or Carthage, Synod, etc., and Ali's. I've researched them. The important point is none of those councils ever discuss that Jesus is just a prophet. Is there anyone? And
but you're going on a tangent. You're going on a
research on that.
Christian King, listen. You're going on a tangent here.
Saying that at any.
I've had to mute him. Jake, I've had to mute him because it really doesn't make for a meaningful discussion if he just simply tries to bamboozle the discussion and just talk over everyone. Now, Christian King, Jake's asking you a question. Please address it. This is your last chance. If you keep doing this, we're going to have to sort of take you off the stream. This is your opportunity to convince the world why Christianity is true. Now, Brother Jake's asking you a perfectly reasonable question. So please just hear the question and try and attempt to answer it. Okay? Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is simple. Does William Lane Craig have a heretical Christology? And he's going on to hold on a second. Okay, so do you think it's heretical to hold the view that Christ only had one will in the incarnate state and not two?
I don't believe that is heretical. No, it can't be classed as a heretical. No, I don't believe
that. So you
answer the question now. Yeah.
So you think you can hold to. No, you didn't, sir. Let me finish the point. When I talk about heretical, I'm talking about based on the ecumenical councils which were established by the church. William Lane Craig holds to a position called monothelitism, which is the idea that Christ in the incarnate state only possessed one will and not two. That was deemed a heresy by the church. And he admits this. He openly admits that he's opposing an ecumenical council. Do you want me to read you the quote where he says that? So I don't know if he's still there, but I'll just read it, okay? And then you can respond to it. So Craig says this: what the council presupposed and what seemed dubious to many is that the faculty of will belongs property to one's nature rather than to one's person. That's why the council thought if Christ's human nature lacked the faculty of will, it was not a true, complete human nature. By contrast, it seems to me almost obvious that the will is a faculty of a person. It is persons who have free will and exercise to choose this or that. If Christ's human nature had its own proper will, so that Christ had literally two wills, as the council affirmed, then there would be two persons, one human and one divine. But that is the heresy known as Nestorianism, which divides Christ's person into two. I cannot understand how Christ's human nature could have a will of its own distinct from the will of the second person.
Go ahead, Christian King.
Where does he say that? Which book does he say that in?
Hold on a second. Let me finish the quote here. Okay. So while this is the important part. So while I don't like contradicting the decrees of an ecumenical council, I think that the danger of falling into Nestorianism is far greater than the danger of falling into monophysitism. I think we can coherently and biblically be monothelites without being monophysites. So he clearly says he does not like to oppose an ecumenical council, but he is doing it.
Okay, but give me the reference, give me the book.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat. I'll send it to you in the chat.
Despite that, I still don't believe, to answer your question again directly, and I was all throughout this time I've been answering your questions directly, just that you all have been asking different questions. I still believe he's not heretical. Every scholar, Christian scholar, is entitled to their view. However, the consensus of the scholars is that Jesus is divine. Now, if you want to go into the exact details of does he have one will or two wills, the exact details,
well, it was deemed heretical.
How many billions of years they've been about? You want to go to exact calculations? That's open to interpretation.
Okay, what about whether or not Christ had a human soul?
Jesus is God, the Son of God, as per the Bible.
Christian King, did Christ have a human soul?
Did Christ
have a human soul? Are you Googling it?
We can't hear you, Christian King.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah, can you answer the question Jake just asked you?
Did Christ have a human soul?
What's your question? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know. Can the brothers? Can you guys hear me? Fine?
Yeah, we can hear.
We know you're Googling, mate. We know you're Googling.
Yeah, you're
trying to buy
time. I'm not Googling. I'm not Googling.
Yeah, Google's not going to help you anyway, bro. The question is no. The important point is that you answer a direct question. Did Christ have a human soul?
Christ did have a human soul. Yes.
Okay. Is it heretical? Is it heretical to say that
he was fully human? He was fully human and fully divine.
Okay, good. And that's what the Council of Chalcedon says, which entails that he had a human soul and a human body. Now, you just said in order to be fully human, he had to have a human soul. Is that correct?
No, not necessarily. For him to be fully human.
You just said that. You just
he
said
has a human soul. He had a human soul, but that's not a necessary requirement. You're making it into a necessary requirement.
So you just said it in your own words. You just said he was fully human.
But
you just said it in your own words.
Incarnation here. All I'm saying is, my main point is, Jesus is God. Now, if you want to go,
well, guess what? Okay, Christian King, let me help you out. Let me help you out here. Let me help you out.
Together.
Okay, let me help you out, sir. So William Lane Craig also denies that Christ had a human soul. You think that's heretical? Are you Googling it?
Don't use it.
Okay, it seems like he's having a genuine connection problem. I don't know.
It's physical. Some say whatever. When we don't know,
you were breaking up. Can you start over?
What I'm saying is, just as with other deities of other organized religion, where they say their deity has got hands, which means that are metaphorical or physical or actual.
No.
Similarly here,
Do you think? Listen? Okay, so you think he can say? You think he can say?
Lane Craig is not the only scholar.
Okay, so no, we're not going, because you said that he doesn't have a heretical view, but he has a heretical view deemed so by the church on two accounts. First, because he has the position that Christ only had one will in the incarnate state. And second, because by your own words, his position leads to Christ not being fully human because he didn't have a human soul. That was deemed a heresy at the Council of Chalcedon. It's called Apollinarianism. And he openly admits this.
Look, if the consensus of scholars, Christian scholars, deem him to be heretical, so be it. It doesn't negate the fact, the important point that I'm trying to make to your listeners, that Jesus is God from the Bible.
It negates the fact. It negates because it negates the fact of your claim. Let me tell you why. It negates the fact of your claim saying that he's not considered a heretic. Yes, he is. So you were wrong.
No, I'm not.
And I was right.
Listen, Muslim Metaphysician, the reason why I hurry, and actually the reason why I hurry in all of your shows, is I don't want to take up too much of your time because you've got other guests, right? That's why I seem to speak very, very quickly, and obviously telecommunication, internet problems, etc. But if we have a full debate on this, right? You and Hamza together, we can discuss this from a Christian and an Islamic context, and explain this more thoroughly, right? But if we're just rushing and dealing with one scholar, William Lane Craig, and you're sticking to him being whether heretical or not, it doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things. The important point, as I keep reiterating, is Jesus, according to the Bible, according to the disciples, according to the church fathers, is God.
Jay, can I ask him one question? Christian King, do you understand the Bible better than William Lane Craig?
In some aspects, yes, I may. Yes, in some aspects, I may well do. Just because he's a scholar doesn't mean.
I think Christian King.
I just threw William Craig under the bus when you were holding on to the fact that he wasn't saying what he was saying.
See, with all due respect, all you're doing is deflecting from the main issue. I can name you many.
No. You made a claim.
There was no consensus on the incarnation from the first century, which you claimed. That was the whole point of what we were doing here.
Yeah, and the whole consensus is
there was no consensus on the incarnation of Jesus and his nature.
That's what the disciples believed. That's what the earthly churches like. No,
you can look, mate. You can keep on saying it. The evidence is against you. There was no consensus from the first century on the nature of Jesus, as my brother Jake is saying. Did he have a human soul? How many wills did he have? Was he two persons, one person? Did the divine take? There was no consensus. So you keep telling me the disciples believe this and they believe that. The church fathers who put your book together didn't agree on these things. The 7th century, like my brother said, the Council of Chalcedon was called to determine what is this nature. And when we say this word heresy, we say it flippantly now. You say it in that time, you're burned at the stake, mate. If you're a heretic, that's it. You're justified to be burned at the stake. So
Hamza, Jake, to me, it seems like basically somebody shoots the wall, and then for hundreds of years afterwards, with things being discussed, like we have the ecumenical councils. We have text being selected. So we've got text being rejected. We've got text being accepted. For hundreds of years, this process is going on. And it seems like somebody shoots the wall and then they draw the bullseye around the hole. And that bullseye drawing takes hundreds and hundreds of years to do. And then today, Christian King wants us to take a look at the bullseye and say, look, it's a perfect shot, perfect fit. But actually, the bullseye seems to have come after the shot was fired.
Yeah. I mean, and they're still arguing about it. That's right. They were arguing in these early councils. First, they tried to declare a particular belief, And then they had all different opinions about what it even meant. And they're still arguing about it today. So, I mean, I don't know. I was under the impression that Christian King didn't think William Lane Craig was a heretic. Now, you can simply type in on Google William Lane Craig heresy, and you can find him talking about this particular heresy. I mean, he clearly goes against the ecumenical councils because he says that Orthodox Christology is nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. To say that Christ had two wills and he wasn't two persons is ridiculous.
Well, I'll let you have the last word, Christian King, before you go, and then
let me say one last thing before Christian King leaves. And you can say that in his last words.
Yeah.
Christian King, do you accept you were wrong about William Lane Craig?
No, I don't accept I'm wrong, because I reiterate the point that reading all his books, taking all his books together, and the consensus of the scholars proves that Jesus was divine.
No, not consensus of the scholars.
Yes, the consensus.
You accept
all these claims about this consensus.
You accept you were wrong about William Lane Craig not being a heretic on this issue. Were you wrong?
He's not a heretic. No, I don't believe he's a heretic.
You don't believe he was a heretic? Do you believe Jesus had a human soul?
Jesus is God. Nobody knows the full exact
Christian King.
Of God. If you believe that you know the full exact nature of God, then
Christian King, you're delusional.
Yeah,
he's just conceded that. So what if William Craig's a heretic?
Yeah,
he just conceded it.
Not only that, his own words before, when he said, when I asked if Christ had a human soul, he didn't. It seemed like he was Googling it. When he finally answered, he said, well, yeah, Christ did have a human soul because he was fully human, which implied that in order to be fully human, he had to have a human soul. And that's right. We can agree with that. And the point is, William Lane Craig says he didn't have a human soul, and that's why he's a heretic, because it results in his position, meaning that he wasn't fully human. That's it.
You did exactly what I wanted you to do. Now, Christian King, now listen to what I'm going to say next very carefully. You either concede you were wrong on this point, because you yourself admitted you were wrong on this point, and you actually said it doesn't really matter if he said this and said that. If you don't, you'll take a 1 month ban, and we won't see you for a month on any of our streams. Yeah, because you're so intellectually dishonest if you cannot concede an in-your-face point like this. So I'm just going to give you one chance. I'm telling you straight now. Yeah, I'm not interested in this trying to score points and whatever. You were wrong on this issue. Just concede it. Move on. I'm just giving you one chance, mate.
Listen, brother. I have been wrong on a number of issues, right? When I am wrong, I say I'm wrong, right? And as for the ban, I don't care about the.
All right.
Ron, do you want to add anything in there, Ron?
No, I think he did enough. I think he did enough to hang himself. So,
Jake, you smashed it. Jake, you. I was trying to remember the lesson. You know, I was looking at my WhatsApp. I can't remember the notes. But I remember the Council of Chalcedon. I remember William Lane Craig was against that Orthodox position. I know that from the beginning there was no consensus as to the incarnation, and so Christians, all of you Christians watching now, understand something. This idea that everybody knew what the score was in the time of Jesus after Jesus left. It is a fantasy.
And Hamza, shouldn't it, Jake? Shouldn't it be alarm bells for Christians to sort of start to learn about these things, that it took hundreds of years and multiple councils to debate about the very nature of Jesus? And if it was so clear, if Jesus, can you imagine Jesus preaching to the people, and it's so ambiguous and it's left so uncertain that it takes centuries, generations of people to come afterwards and discuss the nature of Jesus, the nature of God, the nature of divinity. I mean, if it was so clear, why would they need to have these councils? Why would they need to have all these debates? Why would they still be, as you said, debating it today? So it's clear that it couldn't be clear, and it wasn't clear. And that these things have somehow, as I say, the bullseye has been painted around the hole for centuries afterwards.
Yeah, that's right. That's the point. Is the main takeaway is this was clearly a historical development. There were debates held about these issues for centuries, and they're still going on today. And the honest reality is yes, I think we need to put this information more out there, because I think a lot of Christians honestly don't know about it. Like this fella, when I asked him if Christ had a human soul, he seemed a bit hesitant. And for a Christian to not know such a basic question, it's like somebody asking me if the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam had a human soul, and I was flabbergasted. I mean, I immediately know the answer to that question. It's so obvious. The fact that these guys can't even know that about their God in flesh is amazing. And I think we need to kind of draw that problem out a little bit more.
That's what I thought I would do today.
Yeah.
All the things I could go to, of all the things I could go to, Bible, manuscripts, this, that. I thought, you know what, I'm going for the incarnation. I want to see how King reacts.
Jazakallah khair, brother. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for coming on, my brother. Assalamu alaikum, akhi.
All right, wa alaikum assalam.
Jazakallah khair. What a brother. I love that guy, man. Alhamdulillah. Just kills it.
Subhanallah.
So this is it's fascinating, because how many times do you get Christians saying to you 100% God, 100% man, and then you try and unpack that, and this is basically what just happened there. That concept was unpacked, and it tells you that this concept doesn't make sense when you think about it. And it was nice to see. MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair for Brother Jake. MashaAllah.
Yeah. And Imran, what surprises me, Hamza, is that why does, I mean, Christian King clearly is very passionate about what he believes. He's quoting scholars. He says he's read all his books. He reads a lot. He learns a lot. Why does he not know, sorry, about all of these controversies, these problems? It just seems to be like this clear disparity between.
No, but bigger than that, the bigger problem he has is that I said that thing about William Lane Craig.
Yeah.
And his views on the incarnation's heresy according to Orthodox Christianity. He says, where does he say that? Where did he say that? Right. So then we demonstrated to him how William Lane Craig does say this thing.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, who cares what William Lane Craig says? There's more scholars, this, that, and the other. So what he's basically said at that point is concede, okay, maybe William Lane Craig did say that, and his position is heresy, but who cares? That's not where we take our information from, which is fine. And he actually went on to say he knows more about the Bible than William Lane Craig. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
When he was asked then to retract his original point, then that he's actually wrong, because he thought William Lane Craig wasn't a heretic. He conceded he was a heretic, but then wouldn't accept he'd conceded he was a heretic. Now, this is more about Christian King than anything else. It really, really does. And I'm serious. We shouldn't have this geese. He's not coming in Hamza's den at least a month. And I think we should do the same here, because we need to teach these people, if you're going to come here and you lose a point, a position, concede it, withdraw, come with another point, no problem. Don't just try to, with your arrogance, just to keep saying, well, I'm right, and keep trying to deflect to something else. It won't wash.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Brother Jake's channel is called the Muslim Metaphysician. Please go Google that and subscribe, please, inshallah. And you'll see lots of videos where he discusses these things with scholars and people eminent in the field. And I think you'll learn a lot from that, inshallah.
I'm just going to boost Jake a little bit more, just because what something Muhammad Hijab said. He goes, Jake, I never knew you were such a beast in Christian philosophy. SubhanAllah. He never knew the level. No, that's coming from Muhammad Hijab, mashallah. So, you guys know what Muhammad Hijab knows. Muhammad Hijab probably forgot more than what I know. So imagine that he's saying to Jake, what, subhanallah. So you guys need to get on Jake's channel, because he is a diamond. He is next level, subhanallah.
Mashallah. Yeah, absolutely.